In this video, we are going to learn transactional outbox pattern in microservices. So we learned that the main idea behind the outbox pattern is the microservices provide an outbox table within its database. So the outbox table will include all the events and that will be sent to different event bus queues. In the background, there will be CDC, which means Change Data Capture plugin that reads the commit log of the Outbox table and publish the events to the relevant queue. The transactional Outbox pattern provides that messages are reliably delivered from a microservices to another microservices, even if the transaction that triggered the messages fail. So it involves storing the message in a local Outbox table within the microservices, with following the information about the intended consumer and any related metadata. The messages is then sent to consumer after the transaction is committed. In a microservice architecture, the transactional outbox pattern can be used to ensure that messages are delivered consistently, even if the microservice that sent the message is unavailable or experiencing the errors. This can be useful for communicating important informations or updates between the services, for example, notification or updates to data stores. You can see the image on the slide. In order to implement transactional outbox pattern in microservices, you need to create an outbox table within your microservices and modify your code to store these messages into outbox table. Before the transaction committed, you should provide the outbox table and insert the events in the outbox table. You will also need to set up a separate process to send messages from the outbox table to their intended recipients for the event buses. So let me explain this in a real-world example. Here you can see the real-world example of transactional outbox pattern, which is the processes orders for e-commerce applications. So that means when a customer places or creates an order, the system may send a message to the fulfillment services to begin the process of picking and packing the items and start the order fulfillment processes. If the transactions that creates order fails, then the transactional outbox pattern can be used to ensure that the message is not lost and the fulfillment service is still notified to begin processing the order. As you can see the image, the order service performs their use case operations and updates their own table, and after that, instead of directly publish the events to the event bus, it is write to another table. This event record has into the outbox table, and this event record will be read from the separate process, which is the another microservices, and publish the events to the event bus with a reliable way. So why we use this outbox pattern in microservices? If you are working with the critical data that need to consistent and need to accurate to catch all the requests, then it is good to use outbox pattern. If in your case the database update and sending of the messages should be atomic in order to make sure data consistency, then it is also good to use outbox pattern. For example, the order sale transactions, it is already clear how important these data because they are about the financial business. For that reason, the calculations must be correct 100% and we can use the sales transaction in the outbox pattern. To be able to access this accuracy, we must sure that our system is not losing any event messages. So the outbox pattern should be applied these kind of use cases.